Hey guys, so today we're going to be talking about, different forms, you could say, of castling. We already talked about what's castling. Um, it's a, I'll just play some, mm, 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 just do blah blah blah. And then castle, right? We already talked about it, right? Castling, we already talked about what that is. But now we're going to be talking about different versions. This is already one version. It's called castling sword, or in other words, castling kingside. It's called kingside because it's closer to where the king previously is, and so in result, it's sword or castling, because otherwise it's called castling sword or castling kingside. But however, sometimes we don't do this way. Instead, castle queenside, or in other words, long. I'm just playing random moves. They are good moves. See, here you're casting long. See, here the rook, even though the king travels the same distance, the rook's traveling longer. And it's called queenside because it's closer to where the queen is. Because the queen's here, it's closer than the king, who's all the way there. Whereas here, the queen has to go all the way here while the king's here. Meaning it's kingside, here it's on the queen side. Oh, in other words, long castle. But now we're going to do something different, castling into. That might happen like later on to the game. Let's just say we play random moves. Okay, I'm just gonna play some random moves. It's probably never gonna happen exactly this way though. Just one random example. No one's ever gonna play like this, and also don't expect this to actually happen. I'm just playing some crazy random. This is terrible. No one should ever. Okay, now I'm just going back and forth. See, see, and now if white plays this, let's say, then it's called castling into. It's called this because like here the king might actually be safer than on the next move because here it's so much closer to all the attacking pieces who could like come in way better. While back here it's still like maybe you could give a sec, but it's that won't work. And then like even if you get your knight to this, it could easily get kicked out after like you save your queen. But here it's pretty tough now. Here especially like you have more pieces can come to their defense, right? You have more pieces that can defend. While here your own rook is literally like the bad guy blocking out the pieces. Ah, I can't come. Meaning it would be easier to coordinate the pieces to make a terrifying attack, right? And then you could and plus you could just bring the rooks in like this, and then and then white's definitely dead. Like I'm gonna look at what the position is here. I'm gonna see what stock thinks here. Alright, I'm just gonna wait for a stop. I wanna see what it thinks in this position compared to what it thinks. Okay, load engine. Here it's it's like close to equal. See? But I wonder but on this move it goes down a lot. Here it looks like minus 1.4. Now it's minus like 6. Like before it's like you're down like a pawn or something. Now it's like you're down like a rook kind of. I mean, that's terrible. So it's like you're down an extra rook technically. And so I I'm gonna pause the game. I'm gonna pause like the video here where I was stockfish because if um like I do it while recording it's crazy long and also that still ending result and then while if white does not do this but instead does what stockfish says and then I'll do see what it does when white does this and it's gonna be humiliation by by white. White can get you. I'll still show you the last few moves, but yeah. Okay. Do this. All right. So I decided not to do the whole thing. I just played out like 10 moves, and see now black's actually alright. White's actually okay, even though it's only been 10 moves. Because see, black's white's black interfered, but I mean what are they doing? They don't have an attack really. The knight, rook, queen could all guard it. While if this happens, this time I'm just here. Now I'm just gonna play this out, and I'll let you guys watch it. I want to see how horrible. Seriously, can't you play something else? Like why not this? Oh, not the send. So apparently, like after one move, knight f4, the best move is to hang your queen. See, that's how horrendous this position. Hanging your queen. And then I mean this is terrible. But, and after this video I'll share something with you guys. Yeah, I don't think White's gonna make this. Even if they survive this horrendous attack, they are down a queen. Even though they survive. Well, at least they survive. They survive. But they're probably gonna die because I think now the rooks and everyone's coming in. I'm do you think I wonder if White will be able to hold this. Oh look. Oh, I'm a queen pawn. Oh wow. -6 then. Hmm. Like I'm just gonna go until move 30. I'll go until move 30 and then do a comparison. Hmm. Wow, it's looking okay. Look, you shouldn't even take the pawn. That's so miserable. You you can't even take a free pawn. That's what you need to do to hold this terrible stuff in. And look, now it's -7. Back to minus. Okay, back. Now it's -7, an extra point. And look, now look, you're hanging a queen piece, and black doesn't even take it. Nice. Instead, you just continue to attack. Okay, see, this is the end of move 30, right? So when we went up to move 25 here, it was 10 moves, right? And white's actually pretty okay. It's just -3.7. You could probably hold this, and then you might lose in the end of the infiltration, but it's gonna be much harder. While here, only 5 moves more, and it's -7. So so it gets double as worse. It gets 2 times worse for you with just 5 extra moves. And now, if you're wondering, maybe it's because of the 5 extra moves, I'll play this out until move 30, the previous one, where it's not so bad. And I think it's still, and I don't think that's gonna, because here it's like there's a holding. Oh yeah, and en passant. This is one of the times you could do en passant. You can see your pawn's on fifth, and they move it twice. So you could just you take. Oops, that's not it. And these are stock best moves, not human best moves. And see, it's hardly singed. So it's a little better for white now, and now it's getting a bit better for black still. But still, look, it still looks holdable. You're only down a pawn. So now they're in the same amount of moves, and this is -6.9. This is -4. So clearly, we can see. My bad. That you should not. So clearly, we see that you should not castle into something. Because here it does -1.1. Here it's literally -5.8 with just one blunder. So yeah, I wouldn't recommend. Oh god. Okay, and we'll finish this last one super quick. The last one is artificial. Let's see. I'll place. Okay. So artificial castling is I'll just make random moves. Artificial casting is like, say, like you accidentally played this with a mouse slip, then it's like artificial castling. Like, it looks like you've castled and played Z3, right? Looks like you castled and played Z3, but you haven't played loads of other stuff, right? This is called artificially castling because it looks like you've castled and more or less you have. It's also called castling by hand, but the difference is you didn't do it in one move. It took 4 moves. That's the difference. Well guys, so I think we should just sum it up here. So yeah, well guys, that's the end of this episode. I hope you enjoyed learning about what canceling into is and how terrible it can be compared to literally keeping your king in the middle, and a revision of castling long, castling sorties, and an introduction to artificial castling. So that's the this episode. I hope you enjoyed. Like just looking at different versions of castling, I guess, in general. And until next time, bye bye guys.